When some people hear the word loneliness, their hearts pound, imagining a day full of loneliness and isolation, away from comfort, conversation, and companionship. Others, however, actually find peace in this loneliness and find real strength and creativity when they are far away from the constant crowding of society. Yet even in today's highly connected world, feelings of loneliness can emerge, casting a shadow over spiritual and emotional happiness. We are similar to the struggle faced by the wise Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius. But what if solitude is not something to fear but a hidden opportunity? An opportunity to reflect, learn, and grow. Seizing this opportunity is not without challenges. Traveling alone can make people feel scared. It's like standing on the edge of an unknown area and asking, what is there? There is also a fine line between beneficial solitude and solitude that erodes our happiness. Turn a moment's silence into a source of anxiety and despair. How can we wisely make our own time a powerful tool for personal development through this line? This film explores the art of being alone with philosophical insight. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic, knew the value of solitude for reflective growth. Whether chosen or forced on us, learning to be alone in a healthy way can transform solitude from a terrible enemy to a trustworthy ally in our life journey. So if the idea of being alone brings us more uneasiness than peace, stay with us at the end of this journey. Silence when threatened can be a source of strength. One, be your own master. We are programmed to be social animals who are eager for interpersonal relationships and often afraid of being alone. However, independent art is an important aspect of personal growth and happiness. Stoic teaches that independence and satisfaction come from within, a concept that remains relevant today. To be alone is not to reject the world or to be a real wolf, but to be your best friend. It starts with changing how we view and treat ourselves when we are alone. Imagine hosting yourself in your home. Will you provide yourself with the best seats, have friendly conversations, and serve food prepared with love? The act of presiding over oneself. It teaches us to expand our kindness to ourselves, not to regard our time as a void to be filled, but as an opportunity for self-care and introspection, and to treat ourselves well beyond simple thoughts and extend to our material environment. It is easy for us to ignore our environment, especially when we are the only experiencers. But the situation in our family has a great influence on our emotions and self-cognition. A messy, unkempt house will press on my mind like a heavy burden. On the contrary, a clean and orderly space can be a refuge for growth and reflection. Taking time to clean is not only for others, but also for ourselves. Is a practical application of self-respect. This is an external action that reinforces the internal belief that we deserve to work to set the stage for a positive and productive time of our own. In addition, the conversations we have with ourselves in solitude shape our self-esteem and outlook on life. Stoic practice observes our thoughts, challenges negative conversations with the self, and is a powerful tool for mental resilience. Being alone provides a unique opportunity to realize our inner narrative and gently guide it towards more constructive and loving dialogue. Is to be your own mentor and provide encouragement and wisdom with legitimate generosity. What are we going to give an appreciated friend. So, realize that we are always connected. Being alone often carries the burden of loneliness, but it has the power to connect us deeply with the world around us. In an era like this, social media and constant connectivity sometimes make us feel more isolated than ever. It is important to rediscover the art of being alone without feeling lonely. The secret is not to fill every zero moment with distractions, but to understand that being yourself provides a unique opportunity to connect with yourself and extend with the wider universe. It is about acknowledging that under our personal experience, we share the common journey of mankind. This kind of consciousness can change solitude from a state that should be feared to a condition that should be cherished. Changing our view of solitude begins with cultivating consciousness and being present. Transfer allows our thoughts to float on what is lost. We can focus on the present and find happiness in the simple side of life, whether it is feeling the warmth of sunshine, listening to the melody of birds, or enjoying the taste of food. This moment is a reminder of the beauty of our common existence. As the ancient philosopher Epictetus said, "What bothers us is not the events in our lives, but our reactions to them." When we choose to see solitude as an opportunity rather than a disadvantage, we open our hearts to a fuller and more interconnected existence. To embrace solitude correctly, and one must also establish a relationship with oneself, based on kindness and appreciation. This self includes participating in caring and spiritual activities. Broaden your mind like reading, writing, or honing your hobbies. This means treating ourselves with the same love and understanding we offer our best friends. By doing so, solitude becomes a period of growth and self-discovery, during which silence is filled not with solitude but with deep understanding, and we are never really alone. We have always been part of an intricate network of lives connected to everything and everyone, if we just open our hearts to see. 3. Sit with him. Have you ever found yourself running away from your existence, looking for distractions whenever silence becomes too loud? This is a common scene in modern life that we have always been connected with. But embracing solitude is not only a need, but also an art, and being able to sit down with your thoughts without seeking external verification or entertainment may change your inner landscape. This is part of facing a part of ourselves. We often avoid dreaming of insecurity, which is too terrible to pursue. Establishing friendship with solitude does not mean closing the world, but exploring our inner world. As wide and interesting as the outside world, techniques such as awareness and logging can play a guiding role. In this inner journey, consciousness teaches us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, in order to pay attention to the tension in our bodies and our thought patterns. Meanwhile, we will discuss the diary further in this video. Enable us to express these observations and provide clear and sometimes revealing answers hidden in front of us. When was the last time you asked yourself honestly how you felt? Instead of expecting a common answer, learning to be yourself is a brave act. And approaching solitude with courage not only shapes our thoughts, but also shapes our whole life. It is about strengthening our inner foundation so that when the storm comes, we are firmly rooted in our existence and will not be shaken by the chaos around us. Practicing solitude allows us to dive into the ocean of thought. We are the tides and tides that form our actions and reactions. In this silent moment of introspection, we find true freedom. The freedom to choose to change is increasing. This echoes the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, which reminds us that there is no place where human beings can find a quieter hiding place than their own souls. Therefore, explore boldly in stripping food from all walks of life, face inconvenience, and witness the transformation of waiting in loneliness. The one you're afraid of, you may just find the strength and peace you seek. 4. Pursue your dreams. Let's talk about how to be a person is not just to be alone, but to find a way in which a dream is not just an idea, but a goal that can be achieved. Have you asked? Ask why sometimes the silence in your own company feels richer than the most crowded parties. Because in that moment of silence, the voice that leads you to your inner desire will be heard. That's when you begin to realize that following the crowd often leads us away from our own unique journey. Do you find yourself doing something just because everyone else is doing it, to watch a program you're not interested in, or to engage in activities that don't match your passion? This is herd mentality, which steals dreams, creates time for itself, and provides space for introspection. It is a necessary step for anyone who pursues his dream. In moments of solitude, clarity emerges, and with clarity, action plans can be devised. Reducing distraction will open up a world where concentration and perseverance lead the way. Dream is no longer a distant reality, but an ongoing project. But how we manage to be alone without feeling alone begins by changing the notion that being alone means feeling alone. When time is set aside for what we love, contentment follows, driving loneliness out of the equation. It is about finding happiness in realizing that every step you take is a step closer to achieving a goal that was once just a dream. Remember that the journey of chasing dreams is lonely, but it will never be lonely. It is full of self-discovery, resilience, and ultimate understanding, and it contains the power in us to turn our dreams into reality. If you gain anything of value during this time, give a compliment as your support in this video. 5. Explore nature. As the old saying goes, it is natural not to be impetuous, but to achieve everything. Have you ever felt that the world around you is developing too fast to leave you wanting to be alone, but not sure how to embrace it as a person? It doesn't have to bring loneliness or boredom. Transfer imagines it as an open invitation to explore nature in order to reconnect with oneself in the tranquility of the great nature of the solitary journey. It is not so much to escape from life as to find deeper understanding and peace in us. Why not let the simplicity of nature guide you to think? When was the last time you effortlessly and correctly observed the complexity of a leaf, bark pattern, or bird's flight? Nature teaches us in his silent wisdom that art exists in this moment of silence, and you can hear your inner voice clearly. Start with something as simple as walking alone in the park. Think about it carefully. What thoughts do you have when you give him breathing space? How the feeling of being alone makes you feel that this practice is not about isolation, but about fostering a space where you can develop on your own. Touches Stoics' belief that inner peace comes from within, doesn't it? The challenge of accepting solitude in the outside world is now considered not an obstacle, but an opportunity for growth. Stoicism teaches the value of independence, and satisfaction can be found in any situation. Therefore, when you are alone, this is an opportunity to show those emotional and spiritual strengths. Ask yourself what personal advantages you have overlooked. When you are with nature, you can better understand or repair which part of you. This reflection is not only about self-improvement, but also about having learned a lesson in everything you need. Six, create something when you're alone. The world becomes silent, and the hustle and bustle of life fades here. You have the ability to make something that proves your resilience and creativity. What will you create in this moment of solitude? Either the melody garden poem or the design may be a new beginning to create behavior that is transformative. This is a dialogue with your heart. Every time you are created, you build a bridge between your inner world and the reality you occupy. Hand of the soul. Heart. You become the tool of your own story. When was the last time you listened to your thoughts correctly? Do you find yourself sitting with your thoughts, and sometimes they become the noisiest guests? What do you do with them? Choose the one that makes you strong, and release the others. This shapes your thinking mode just like a sculptor shapes clay. Kind-hearted and focused. Face obstacles. Turn pages. It's not a dead end, but a detour that drives you to growth. It points the way to develop with your own company. Continue to color your life image, but do it confidently. Let every stroke be deliberately not distorted by suspecting that you are yourself. It's not about emptiness. It is a space where you are filled with your motivation and dream creation. And when you are not only about the final product, it is a journey of self-discovery, learning patience, resilience, and pure satisfaction through your creation to bring something into existence that did not exist before. So why not start a project that has settled in your mind? Or may it express a new hobby and stimulate your curiosity? The seeds you plant today may grow into a tree you never anticipated in your quest for personal growth in stocks. Remember, creation is not a luxury, but a vital part of dialogue with self. What you will find at this moment is your revealed and fearless self, ready to contribute a couplet in the grand narrative of life. Seven, engaged in self-reflection and journalism. To start a solitude journey, you should not only spend time alone, but also have a reflective conversation with yourself. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, not only an emperor, but a man who turned his thoughts into an eternal guide. If your thinking and reflection can also be your guide through the peaks and valleys of your life, what would it be? To get started, try to hold up your pen and diary and let the words flow from your mind like water from a fresh spring. Don't think too much about the structure or style, about honesty and courage to explore our inner complexity. Self-reflection brings us into intentional moments of solitude. It forces us to stop and face ourselves correctly with all its advantages and disadvantages. There is an incredible power in this vulnerability, and through self-reflection, we find the ability to control our lives with courage and integrity. So when you put your pen and paper aside, don't think about the final result. This is not writing a perfect literary work. It's about exploring your inner landscape and building a deeper understanding of yourself. In this moment, you discover the power of wisdom and truth, which may be hidden among the people who live in one day. So sit down with your thoughts and explore your ocean of emotions, and let your own story unfold in words when you reflect correctly for the last time. Maybe you find yourself here to express your thoughts and feelings honestly and openly. Therefore, save yourself from courage. Capture your own truth with a pen and witness the power of change. Self-reflection. Being yourself, in conclusion, is a valuable skill that we can develop and master over time. This is the key for us to better understand ourselves, explore our goals and dreams, and find deep peace in this busy, digitally connected life. And while embracing solitude may be a challenge, it is not an enemy, as we learn to welcome it as friends. We find extraordinary freedom and strength in ourselves. So summon up courage to take a lonely journey. Find courage in silence. Open your heart to meet those unexpected growth and discovery, and turn it around. Remember that we were never alone. We always have ourselves for friends. Guide and support. Therefore, give yourself the same comfort and support as others. And see how solitude has changed from a terrible enemy to a trustworthy friend on your way to greater happiness and happiness.